Welcome to All Viral Access Media, the only real shit on YouTube. Make sure y'all tune in. Check it.
Hey, peace, everybody. Welcome back to All Viral Access Media, man. Hey, yo, shout out to Thanks for Asking Podcast. Make sure y'all go subscribe over there and watch the full interview with Prince Miller, one of the top dogs from the Supreme team out of Queens, Southside, Jamaica. Listen, make sure y'all check out the documentary, The Supreme Truth by Supreme himself. Just came out like a good week ago, a couple of days ago, something like that. Let's take a look at a brief clip of Supreme himself calling Bimmy a snitch for over 40 years. Take a look.
James Bimmy Anthony has been a CI for over 40 years. Bimmy is a CI they described in this search warrant affidavit and lies that two people were kidnapped and beaten in near death. It was a lie.
Now, that's crazy. Now, on this podcast, they asked Prince Miller, who just did 32 years in the joint. This is his response. And for those who don't know, I'm pretty sure y'all know, but for those who don't, he's the nephew of Supreme. Let's take a look.
Case in Preem's case in 1985 happened so long ago. There was no internet. There was no Instagram. Right. We had Tandy 1000 computers connected to nothing. Mm-hmm. You couldn't tell the whole world that somebody did this or did that. But guess what? One thing we did do, we told South Jamaica, and the whole South Jamaica know who's a confidential informant, who's a rat, and who's an informant in any case that happened in South Jamaica, Queens.
Look, I got to say this, man, and I'm only bringing this up because I watched the documentary, and Preem announced somebody who was a CI, confidential informant, for 40 years. We interviewed him. I'm not a street dude. I didn't know none of that shit.
Yeah, we had him on the show.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know none of this shit. You know, I hear Bimmy. I hear him as a good dude. I'm not doing that sort of thing. You know, brothers like you wasn't home to say that. Did y'all know he was an informant for 40 years?
Is that your take on it?
First of all,
that's his.
If you notice, I did everything I can not to mention people's names, right?
We can take it out if you don't want it.
No, about who was what.
Okay.
Right? But I don't duck questions.
Right.
I don't duck questions. I'm going to answer your question.
Okay.
And I'm going to answer it this way. I have a podcast coming out soon. In my podcast, any questions that people are unsure of, and anything that podcasters are playing the 50 with, gonna be expressed, cleaned up, and cleared up.
Ooh, listen. You gonna get that? You gotta watch. You gotta get the podcast. You gotta watch the podcast. You gotta watch it.
And look, the only reason I'm doing it is not to embarrass nobody. The only reason I'm doing it is because I want to educate the children, teenagers, and young adults about staying away from that street life. Because if you ain't dedicated to it, if you ain't prepared to do life in prison, leave that stuff alone, because you don't want to be away from your family for the rest of your life. Because you got people who will hustle with you that will not go down with you, that are they don't want to leave their children. They don't want to leave their kids, but they don't got no problem taking you away from your kids and your family.
Damn, Bam, it ain't looking good for you out here, man. Listen, we all know. Everybody read the paperwork. You know what I mean? Star just went crazy on you, son. What was that last week? Exposing you. And he want to shoot the fair one with you, too. That shit crazy. Salute the Star. That's my guy, too. Zip with the Drip exposed you last year or early this year. You know what I'm saying? We all read the goddamn files, man. When it said the CIA informant worked in the music industry, and at that same time you were working in the music industry. It was you was a part of that team, and the police approached you in front of everybody in the park. You know what I mean? Preem is subliminally answering the question, but he's going to do it on his own podcast. Can't wait for that to happen, because I'm going to definitely watch. But Preem said it himself. You understand what I'm saying? I feel sorry for Waka Flocka and Big Deb. Salute to them, man. They're going to catch strays behind that. And they better not say nothing about it, because They can't say anything. The paperwork is there, so it's looking real crazy. But let's get into the second part. Make sure y'all go watch Thanks for Asking podcast for the whole full interview. It's a very dope interview. But they asked him about the Ghetto Quran, the song that 50 Cent made back in the days, which was a dope song. But people thought he was snitching because he said Prince was the killer and so for someone. Here's Prince Miller in the flesh answering the question. Let's go.
Let me ask you how you feel about 50, and this is a part 2 question, and the Ghetto Quran. How do you feel about that song?
In the Ghetto Quran, when I heard about it, I felt he was doing what a lot of rappers do. He was giving people, they props.
Right.
I know people was like saying that, yo, man, he's saying too much this and that. Right. Shit, I'm the one that he said the killer.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And so I should be the one most offended.
That's a fact.
Right.
Were you?
I wasn't offended because I was charged with killing people and I was found not guilty. So why would I be offended if I was found not guilty? Right. So if a person had a perception that I was one way, the courts had a perception that I was another. So I'm not gonna get mad because he was giving some words and giving some props. It doesn't bother me like that. I didn't even think of it like that. You know what I'm saying? Now others may have, but that's not me. And I'm not saying that it's right or wrong, but for real, shit, I kind of liked the song. I mean, if you want,
people use that as a spin.
Yeah.
First of all, let me say something to you.
Nobody never worried about that.
Nobody.
Look at Southside Anthem. Look at Corey D.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Ain't nobody care about that.
That's a fact.
Ain't nobody. Look. Let me tell you something. That was some spin. That was some spin. I like the Ghetto Quran. If you want to know the truth,
Yeah.
it ain't bothered me one bit.
But the perception was the other way around.
Right, the other way around.
When you hear talking to Southside, you hear talking to team.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I liked that. That joint was official, and I ain't saying that to be
I know,
to be jocking nobody one way or
But
another.
people want to hear it from you.
It's the truth, though.
How you felt about it.
Yeah, it didn't bother me at all.
No doubt, no
It ain't
doubt.
bother me at all.
Are you open to work with him if there was an opportunity?
Make sure y'all share to all Viral Access Media. You know Mike Larry's gonna put it in the comment section to share. Make sure y'all share this video right now and tap in.